The end of Pawn Stars? People know that when they get a good thing, it can be addicting. Pawn Stars is one of those feel-good shows. It's sort of outside the realm of normal people's reality. They might not have expensive items to pawn off, and so they enjoy living vicariously through exploring people's treasure trove. One thing we know is that when you have to say goodbye to that thing that you love, it can be hard. It feels like there's a void. Whether it's a show or that favorite apartment you're moving out of, it can sting a bit. What would happen to this world if Pawn Stars ended? You wouldn't be in the minority if you were upset about the show's demise. It's the second most popular reality show aside from Jersey Shore. Does that say something about the world? Anyways, it would be a loss to many. It's not a wonder that you would be confused, though, about whether the show has a bright future. In 2017, there were some rumblings that the show might not be continued when the History Network failed to announce they were giving the next season the green light. It all adds to the drama, though, and the mystique that the show could be unplugged at any second. The Las Vegas Review-Journal caught up with the man himself, Rick Harrison, and asked him a thing or two about the show's future. He remarked facetiously, "Who wants to watch a show about 4 fat guys anyways?" when questioned. Rick Harrison has always been a man with a vision. Even when he set up his shop in 1989, he seemed destined for greater things. For him, the business started out as family and family-friend employees only. That kept the group pretty tight-knit as they braved the storms that startups can have. It's Las Vegas, and there are many enterprising businesses that hope to make a buck. Harrison certainly wasn't the first pawn shop on the block, and he knew he probably wouldn't be the last. All along, he planned his business precisely. He found ways to make a profit in a city where that seems to be everyone's modus operandi. And his group of 4 stayed together throughout it. Some say that you can't work with family, but Harrison has certainly proved them wrong. He has 3 generations of Harrisons working simpatico in his location. For all the struggle, there came much victory. 20 years later, his show was finally picked up by History Network, and then came the renovations of the nature of $400,000 as well as 25 more employees. The feats were epic, and the store and show gained momentum. Even though there are 1,000 customers a day to the shop, Harrison still has a backup plan in his back pocket. He sees that Pawn Plaza could start to manufacture coins as well. This seems a little ironic because he was known to melt down $50,000 worth of gold coins at one time from a customer. Those coins turned out to be ill-gotten, but it was too late for the fate of the coins. But now he has seen how coin manufacturing can actually turn a profit. He already has a license to produce the official Elvis Presley bullion silver medallions. Can you believe that Elvis would have been 83 years old in 2018? The legend seems to have bit the dust much too soon, but these coins still commemorate his walk on Earth. The silver ones cost about $30 and the gold ones sell for around $60. Harrison has a vision for the business as well. He says he wants to make coin collecting cool again. It's a lofty objective in an age where it's really difficult to ascertain what the mainstream thinks should trend. It's really up to the consumers. But Harrison had a vision of show business before, so his next hunch could be golden as well. Or even just silver. So are these shifting sands of business endeavors a sign of the times and Rick Harrison's need to diversify? Or are they the keys to the length that this show might continue to run on for? It's been a good ride. The 10-year show has successfully chronicled the ups and the downs. And some of the hard points for Rick Harrison must have been when he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on investments. But the highs of getting a great profit margin, or as some people dub it, ripping people off, far exceeds the moments of growing pains and blunders. Rick Harrison has been interviewed about his aspirations to continue on with the show for a while now. Back in 2015, he was fielding questions from CBS News. He told them he was quite surprised at the progression of the journey. Pawn Stars is now airing in 152 countries in 38 languages. This is quite impressive. He says that the store gets up to 4,000 customers a day. And back in 2015, he only expected the show, despite its backflips and front flips, to only do another 2 seasons. If anyone was referencing that interview, then it's no wonder in 2017 that the buzz was that it was over. There is a secret reason, though, that Rick Harrison might not be doing this much longer. He has already broken his promise to his wife that 2017 would be the year that he slows down, and that means no more 12-hour days every day. However, his coy wording does not really mean anything regarding the shop or the show's fate. Slowing down couldn't come soon enough for Rick Harrison, though. He suffered a stroke since his interview. He was literally forced to appear less in the show. Some people even started rumors that he was dead. Those rumors were rife on social media. That's how infrequent the old man's spottings were during his recuperation period. As one can probably imagine, having a stroke does take a lot out of a person. They sometimes have permanent damage to their body as well. He understandably kept a low profile during the healing period. The media didn't even know his whereabouts. Thankfully, since then, there has been a comeback. He has even been putting himself in the hot spot again. He spoke at a CPAC group of conservatives in February. Trump, Ted Cruz, and Sean Hannity were all there. Thankfully, he was simply preaching to the choir. The hotbed that American politics has been since Trump was elected can be labeled as nothing less than chaotic. From firings to international tariffs, Trump sure brands up a firestorm, and his supporters often get the brunt of the abuse. Let's hope that Harrison is steady enough to handle any backlash. A good sign that Pawn Stars is not ending despite the declining health of Rick is the fact that IMD has not listed an end date, and the drama with the younger cast members is more than enough to keep the show going. Chum Lee has been going through a health revolution that is unfolding before the globe's eyes. He has already lost 60 pounds after his gastric sleeve surgery. That all happened in the span of a month, so people are tuning in more than ever. Patients often have a hard time losing weight after surgery. Some give up completely even though their stomach is smaller. One just has to watch an episode of My 600-Pound Life to see how much peril it can be to lose all that weight. And the associated health risks are horrible. Some patients from the show have even died in their journey. Chum Lee isn't nearly 600 pounds, but it is great that he took charge of his health in that manner. He started at 320 pounds and then went down to 225 pounds. He's just following in Corey Harrison's footsteps, who underwent the surgery in 2010. Viewers who missed his transition can look back to old show footage. Harrison dropped 192 pounds and has kept trim, so maybe Rick Harrison's adage of watching 4 fat guys won't hold for much longer. The family has been through thick and thin, literally, so viewers hope to anticipate more chronicles of their journey. So it doesn't seem like too tall an order to hope that the family and friends continue their career in the limelight. Still, there are reasons why the viewers and media have predicted that this could be the beginning of the end. Chum Lee might be inspirational in terms of weight loss, but he's been having legal troubles as of late. He was arrested for drug possession and possession of illegal firearms. He may live in the land of the free, but they still have strict laws on what they can regulate. Chum Lee pled out and will still be on probation until 2019. Thankfully, though, if he keeps on the up and up, he won't get slapped with a felony charge at the end of this ordeal. So far, things have gone well, but when Chum Lee gets off of probation in 2019, he will be a free bird. He might feel what it's like again to live life without restraints, and hopefully that doesn't lead to a downward spiral. Also, the traffic of the store keeps increasing. If it keeps going like this, things might not be sustainable. After all, a person just has to see that it might be disrupting business in the neighborhood. If everyone is crowding to see one place, the area can become noisy and heavily trafficked. It might be hard for patrons of the surrounding stores to find parking, and even if the other stores have their own lots, people might be willing to violate for a chance to see inside the site of Pawn Stars. By the time the cops are called, the violators might be gone and there will be new offenders. The cycle keeps repeating. It might be nice if you are a burrito shop a block away, though. One would hope that these 4,000 customers straggle over to any food-based establishment on their quest to trade in their merchandise. If they make a sale, they will certainly have enough money to treat themselves to lunch or dinner. So, in conclusion, there is only speculation at this point as to what will happen. The masses have spoken. They like their 4 not-so-fat guys a lot, and the crew has clearly been strong enough to work through even some minor criminal charges and a false allegation. Chum Lee was falsely accused of sexual assault, which led to the investigation in the first place. The generations of Harrisons and brothers from another mother stand beside each other in solidarity. They helped to hide the old man so well when he was recovering from a stroke that people thought he was dead after all. But when all is said and done, will this show remain on the tarmac in 2019? No one knows just quite yet, but if you think about how much it takes to sustain the operation, then it might be up to the community residents how much of Pawn Stars they can actually handle. They have to go about their business as usual. Maybe they don't want their neighborhood overrun like a Hollywood movie set. The boys of Pawn Stars have had a good run. They enjoy their time succeeding, and that's all that seems to really matter. They can even have a laugh about their clientele, such as the customer who brought in 200-year-old Japanese porn. People these days will try anything to make $1. So, to the future of 2019, we just might have to wait, just like we wait for Netflix to release the next episode of the show that we binge watch.